All right, morning. I got weird shake going on. We're back on Boomerbob. Been collecting parts this morning. Let's walk outside for just a second. Bam! You would never know it that I've been working on organizing around here. We really got to get this out and get it ready to rock and roll for next month. So, Red Bob. If y'all have watched, this was my OG off-road truck. The reason I've been calling Boomerbob is this guy's OG axles went underneath it. That's a Kingpin Dana 60 that I got planned for something. But anyway, the springs that are under the back of it are like '07 Super Duty springs. And while I would have to move the spring perches on Boomer, I'm kind of okay with that because it should give me a nice set height-wise. He's a little high for my needs. Anyway, so I've been stealing parts off this truck. This truck, at least the cab, will probably get used in a future project right along with that Kingpin 60. Hydraulic bed, different frame though. This truck here was on my recovery that I did out in Mission Canyon where the guy parked in the bottom, and all the different tow companies were telling him, oh yeah, you gotta have a rotator, that's the only way that's coming out of there, this and that. I looked it over, said nah. Me and old Red Bob here went down and eased up the creek bed, brought it out through the woods, and the only person's time it took was mine. It was a fun job. Messed up part was it was so hot I couldn't keep the cameras running. I think I got a little of it. There was pictures of me and Dennis scouting it. That's way back in the feed. Anyway, so I've been collecting parts, like I said. I'm probably going to grab the springs out of that. A couple other things. I just got the hydraulic. I grabbed the hydraulics from here. I grabbed a standard steering column from out back. I've been back and forth 2-3 times on using this bumper, this proper wrecker push bumper, to help with weight on the front of the truck. But while I like it and it might look good there, it ain't gonna happen. That's one of the things we hunted up. More so, we still needed hydraulics to run the clutch. We needed a standard steering column because why leave the automatic one in there when I know somebody out there runs from the 97 back trucks that probably need that automatic column. Otherwise, it makes for a good hat rack. So we went and we pulled that column out of a parts truck. The hydraulics out of red, because those are major things we still need. Oh yeah, that's what else is coming out of red. We're gonna go steal his pan because I don't want to cut one up. So where are we at? Of course, there's no steering column. We've gotten rid of the automatic single brake pedal for our clutch pedals. The hydraulics come through this hole and then hook onto Mr. Dingus up there. That is a nice bin protected, taking care of Dingus. They love their Dingus. So to show you what an abused one that's just about worthless now looks like. And what happens is they get wore out and people try to fix them different ways. Oops, sorry. I usually take the pin out and use like a shoulder bolt. Pretty foolproof. Anyway, this piece, the protector, I'm gonna have you guys all messed up. For the Dingus, it snaps on over it, keeps it from wearing out. It's a chintzy plastic little thing. Oops. Sorry again, guys. That's the Dingus protector. It pops over the piece up there. So we got to put that in. That's 4 bolts and a little trickery. Put a steering column back in it because it goes back in this hole. Hooks into the thing. Put a seat belt back in it. A seat back in it. I'm not sure which one I'm going to use. What else have I done? I've done this video twice this morning now. I can't remember. I think it was from the first time. We had a little cracking here, and here was starting, so I went demolition derby on it and put some more plate in there. I still got to do a little heating and beating, wrap that bottom in, this bottom in, weld it. But where I'm at now, if I really wanted to, I could go ahead, set my core support in, which we're using a core support from a diesel. because at some point I might put a 7.3 in it. The gas core support's right about where that seam is. Actually, that's probably exactly where it is, so they only have to use one. The bottom of the pan will be around here and come across where that sucker, obviously you can put a big pan in it. I also got to check against the older core supports. They might have made these things kind of modular where they didn't change them up as much as I had thought. I'm back to, I used to be pretty tight on Fords. So where do we still got to do? Radiator in it, hook up gas lines, power the HEI, figure out what we're going to do on the alternator. And my boy had a beautiful idea. Considering that I run a whole bunch of Bulldog winch on this truck, I got 2 in the bed and 1 on the front, and I'm about to have, we're going to take and have one, pretty sure we're going to have a Bulldog for it, so this truck will be all Bulldog all the time. Pin-in that will go, I'm going to set it up so I can side pull with it, and I haven't decided just where from. That'd be a pain. We might set it up so it can pin in on the top of the wheel wells, but it don't give you a whole lot of support. So we're gonna figure out something though, so we can use a pin in. And what I should do is just build. Oh, I'm liking that idea. I just had a birth of the notion. Take and use the upright here and make my pin in come off of this. We'll down support it and do what we need to do. That could be a good idea. We're gonna think about that. If any of you guys got any ideas and suggestions, you know, you can do all them things. I don't like to mention them things, but I've been trying to work the algorithms, maybe help it. I got GoPros, I got to learn how to use them. Mainly I need help. I hate to say that, we all need help. Most of mine's mental. So anyway, things we still got to do. We're going to dual alternator it. I squirreled. That was another reason for going to a diesel core support. I can now have 2 batteries up front, and you never know, we might have 3 batteries on this just to support the winches. And that was my alert that I got to go to do my other job. So I'm going to talk to y'all a little. I'm up to, but my thing just went. And, so that's where Boomerbob is at the moment. My phone's going to ring in a hot second, I suspect. We'll show you a little bit when I get further along. I'd love to be driving it by next week. So again, thanks for hanging out, suggestions, all that. Tell your friends there's a secondary. Okay, thanks guys, see you around.